Nigeria's Centre for Disease Control is warning of possible outbreaks of waterborne diseases like cholera and malaria. A national disaster has been declared after heavy rains caused widespread flooding in more than 10 states. At least 100 people have died and more than 300,000 displaced. CGTN's Kelechi Emekalam has been following the developments.
The first water treatment plant arriving in a displaced people's camp in Lokoja, the capital of Kogi State. We are told this equipment could purify dirty flood waters so displaced persons could have safe water to drink and cook. The rains have reduced in the past days and the flood waters have started receding. But with that comes a new threat. Nigeria's Centre for Disease Control says the floods have contaminated all sources of safe water and there's a high risk of waterborne disease outbreak. It also warns of a potential rise in malaria outbreak as flood waters become breeding grounds for mosquitoes.
Waterborne diseases, we are very much aware that we have personnel from the healthcare personnel from the Federal Ministry of Health meeting there. They have just received a communication from the Ministry of Health on more number of personnel to move into the sites. Just received four personnel consultants to be part of the team.
Kogi is one of the most affected states by recent floods. Several camps like this one have been created to accommodate displaced people from the state. Most of them have come here empty-handed. They left their homes submerged and cut off by flood waters. Nigeria's government has so far provided $8.2 million to finance emergency response. But the Emergency Management Agency says it may require more.
The immediate needs of people, based on our experience, food and shelter, medical supplies, non-food items, most of them left their belongings, clothing and other things. So these are the first initial supplies that are required. And I feel the first step of response, this amount is adequate enough. Of course, it's not going to be the last money, but I believe the government, being a responsible one, will surely step up when it is needed.
The latest situation report from the National Emergency Management Agency shows more than 60,000 farmlands have been destroyed by the floods. Number of houses submerged are yet to be ascertained, but they could also be in thousands. It just shows response to the floods may have to span beyond emergency response. The agency has so far received $8.2 million, which is a tiny fraction of what it needs. It has asked for $33 million to adequately respond to the needs of those affected. Kelechi, Emekalam, CGTN, Abuja, Nigeria.